Hello, and thank you for joining me for the fifth and final installment in the Systematic Review video series. In this video, we will look at using the systematic review software Covidence, which greatly streamlines the process of performing a systematic review. There are a lot of features in Covidence, and I would be unable to give a thorough description of all of that in the brief time that I have, so I will try to cover the highlights and give you some resources to learn more. Covidence is software that is specifically designed to guide you through the steps in producing a systematic review. It facilitates the input of multiple team members while helping you to maintain appropriate records for the purpose of reporting your process when it comes time to write a paper or manuscript based on your work. First, I want to show you how to get access to Covidence using the Himmelfarb Library subscription. On this slide, you will see a URL to get to the library's Covidence guide, from which you can join our subscription. If you pause the video, you can also use the QR code on this slide to get there. Once on the page, you will see this box shown on the right side of the screen. Just follow the Join Himmelfarb Library's Covidence license link to get more information on how to join. Now I'm going to open my own Covidence account to show you some of the key features of the software. The first is how to create a new project. So you'll see a button here that says Start a New Review. So I'm going to click on that, and here you would give the name for your review. And if you have created a free account, a trial account, you may see something like this, where you can either choose to use your trial account or the Himmelfarb account, assuming you've joined the Himmelfarb license. Always use the Himmelfarb license version. So now that I've created my project, let's take a look at one of those projects, and I'll show you some of the key features. So the first of those is the settings link here, so I'm going to click that, and in the settings there's a number of things I can do. One of those is to change the number of votes required at each stage in the process. As soon as you add more than one person to the project, it will default to 2, but you can change that. It's also in the settings, by clicking on reviewers, that you can invite other people to help you with your review. And so it should be noted that you can invite anyone you want to be part of this review. They don't have to be part of the GW community. You can invite them, and they will have full access to Covidence, and they'll be able to perform all the functions. So the next thing I want to show you is how to import references. So once you do your searches in PubMed and Scopus and other databases, you're going to have to get the references into Covidence so you can start voting. So to do that, I'm going to click here on Import, and here I would indicate where in the process I want it to be imported, usually to the screening process, and then I would choose the file that I want to import. Please note that Covidence only accepts files in one of these three formats: XML, PubMed format, or RIS. So now that I've imported my references, it's time to start voting. So the first phase of that is right here, the title and abstract screening. So I'm going to click Continue, and it'll give you a list of all of the articles that you can vote on. And so what I would do is read the title, read the abstract, apply my inclusion/exclusion criteria, and then cast a vote. So either no, I don't think it should be included, maybe it should be included, or yes, it should be included. As the voting is done, Covidence is moving the articles in real time. So once an article receives 2 votes, it gets moved. If it receives 2 no's, it goes into the irrelevant folder here. If it receives any combination of maybes and yeses, it moves on to full text review. And if it receives a split vote, maybe yes and a no, it moves on to the conflict pile. The next stage in the process is the full text review. So those articles that have received any combination of maybes and yeses during the prior step, the title abstract screening, will move here. Once they're here, I would have to look for the PDF and read the entire article, and then I would vote again based on my inclusion/exclusion criteria whether I want to include that article. For those that receive a split vote, it will become a conflict. If it receives 2 no's, it moves to excluded, and if it receives 2 includes, it moves on to extraction. And the extraction is the next step. So for those articles that made it through both screening processes, I would do a data extraction based on this data extraction template that I can create. To recap, Covidence is a software program that the library subscribes to, through which you can create a free personal account. Using Covidence greatly streamlines the process of performing a systematic review, as it guides you and your team through the various steps of your systematic review project. For more information, please visit our guide on Covidence. The URL and QR code are listed here on this slide, or feel free to reach out to the library to set up a meeting with a librarian who will be able to assist you. Thank you for joining me, and please feel free to reach out for more assistance.